Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So here we are with a cylinder and a head from a dirt bike. This is a 1999 rm80 and basically was having issues. Bought it this way and water was leaking because it's water cooled, and it was like the head wasn't sealing and it was creating a lot of problems tuning, and the previous person couldn't get it going. So I took it all apart, and come to find out, all this area on top of the cylinder was all messed up. On top of that, this whole surface was messed up. So to fix all this, I had to take it to a lathe machine or a milling machine. So I went ahead, and then on top of that, when I took it all apart, all these threads were messed up. On top of that, it already had the helicoils in there, as some refer to, and I had to put something else in there. But since helicoils were already there, everything was already opened up, so I had to put in some thread inserts. So this is a M12 outside diameter insert and a regular 8mm insert on the inside. So the pitch is 1.75 M12 on the outside diameter and M8 by 1.25 for the inside, which is the head stud size. And we had plenty of meat and material to still put it in, but this is pretty much our last option. After this, if something threads messes up, the only thing to do is weld it back inside, add material, and that's the only way to fix this, or else this thing is all scrap. But other than that, got that to work out, fixed, threads, everything. The head fits really good, and I didn't have the studs when I was machining this, so I implemented these, and all of this screws, they thread on, so everything's in line, everything's matching just right. So there you go. And that still got some wiggle room. This thing is a little bit abused so far, I would say, but the previous owner also, what he did was he drilled all the way through the port and basically entered the water jackets, which is not a good thing. So now we'll have to run a copper washer and acorn stud on top, so that way we won't avoid water seepage and stuff like that, and try to block all that, because that's what was happening previously, because water was just leaking out of these areas right here. So yeah, we'll have to definitely address that and make sure we change all that and make sure that it doesn't do that again, because that was not good. On top of that, so what I did to the head, as you can tell, I machined these top surfaces right here. With the where the spark plug sits flush, I machined all these surfaces so they're parallel to each other. And because of screwing the spark plug on and off and stuff like that, and as these head nuts, so it created like grooves in there. So I cleaned all that out and made it clean, and then we went ahead and put it on an arbor through here and put it in the lathe. Basically it was spinning like this, and then I was able to machine this surface and just clean it up. So I removed about 1/10, so which is 0.1 millimeter. That's how much material I removed. And yeah, should probably add maybe 10 pounds of PSI pressure, but the surface, the mating surface, is all clean. Then I polished out this inner chamber dome and everything, cleaned it out because it's pretty pitted. So I polished all that out as much as I could. And now the mating surface with the head is on point. Deburred everything, made sure everything was clean. But now this should create more compression and it will seal it, because when I took this apart, this thing was just wobbling on top of here, which wasn't good. And the other fact why this was wobbling on here is when they stripped the helicoils and pulled them out, somebody over torqued the nuts on here, and what happened was it pulled the threads and basically it created a burr on the outside diameter and pushed up material, and basically the head wouldn't sit flush, it was pushing it up. And yeah, so what I had to do to make sure this surface is decked and clean and 100% true to this head surface, and I went ahead, pulled this stud off, and I went with a fly cutter on a milling machine. I set it up this way, clamped it on these points right here on each side, and I put blocks under here and raised it up and clamped it down to the table, and went with the fly cutter so that way it will cover the whole surface with a carbide tip, and it removed all this material at once, so that way there wouldn't be no steps. And the center point is steel, so I couldn't just use a high-speed steel, so I had to use a carbide, and it removed everything perfectly. And it went that way, then it came back and it cleaned up pretty good. And yep, the mating surface is on point, so now we should be having plenty of compression and everything is ready to go. So now we'll put it together and see what kind of differences it will do. But other than that, this thing is ready to rip. So I'm super pumped that we were able to salvage this thing, and before you know it, this thing's gonna be ripping. Alrighty guys, if you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe for more. Peace.